Hello, good afternoon. I'm Maxine Harris. I'm a Vice President and Senior Trust Officer for a major banking institution. A trust officer is a person that administers trusts and estates for decedents and sometimes for even living persons. This means that they handle administrative, tax, and legal issues of the trust agreement. Often we have to deal with the assets of a decedent or a living person. In many instances, that will require the disposition of real estate. This is how I came in touch with the Bibi Carrington organization, or group, as I like to call them, the Carrington Group. And we had a situation where we had a condo in a closed gated community for 55 and above. The condo hadn't been lived in for more than 4 years, and it had been on the market a couple of times by the decedent with not even one offer. When I got in touch with Bibi Carrington, all of the furniture from the decedent was still in the condo. There was a leak in the condo, and pretty much it needed a lot of upgrading and a lot of work. As the banker, we usually try to go for an outside third party to take care of these things. But Bibi got me interested because she was dealing with another property that she had already sold, and it was in escrow, and it had a major leak, and she took care of everything. So I was very interested in that and got her involved in this situation that I had. She went into the property. She packaged up pictures and personal items for the family and did handle the plumbing problem, handled the staging was beyond belief. I couldn't believe it was the same apartment when I saw the staging. She went above and beyond with her group of vendors and people to give us a finished product, got that thing on the market within a very short period of time, and we had 3 offers after the first showing. This was amazing. And for a bank, we loved it. This is exactly where we want to be. She made the bank happy, and me as a trust officer very happy. She made the family happy. First of all, they got a price they never thought they would receive for the sale, and they got the personal items back that were sitting there neglected until she went in and her team and packaged all that up. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience, and we would use her team again in a snap. It was in a snap. So I want to talk a bit about my business. My business has to do a lot with people preparing their estate plans. And legally, most of my clients are prepared. They've gone to the lawyer, they've sat down, they've had all the documents done, all the documents are signed, everything's in place, all prepared for their death. Now, in actuality, when it takes place, the condo that I talked about, the estate plan was all done legally, perfectly in place. But let's talk about behind the scenes. Now I'm a deceased, I'm gone. Every little piece of thing I have in my house has to be dealt with. And when you hand it over to a corporation, we don't always have the emotion for that another individual have. So it is interesting to find a realtor that would really figure out as a trust officer, because we're more inclined to be like, oh my goodness, there's a jewelry, I've got to get it secured, I've got to get it off to the right, I've got to make sure the brooch goes to the right person. And but it's rare that any of my third-party partners, like the lawyer, the CPA, even sometimes family, is going to want to deal with it. So as a trust officer, I'm trying to deal with it, but it's not my top expertise. That's not where I live. So to have a realtor that says, when you say, okay, we got to clear all this property out, and to have them say, I can do that. I can clear this all out, and have the property and have the resource to get it done, to actually get it done. Or, gosh, we got to pack up all this personal stuff that got left behind. I can do that. My team and I can do that and actually get it done so that you feel sure or feel safe enough that every single piece of money that was found, jewelry that was found under the couch, an earring that ran under the couch is gonna show up. It made my job, it changed the whole flavor of what I'm looking for in a realtor to help me the next time I'm gonna sell a property for one of my clients. You will drop dead if you saw what that place looked like when she got finished staging that property. It looked like it belonged in a magazine. It was beautiful. Every single room. She didn't do just the living room and then the heck with the bedrooms or anything else. She did every single room. Pictures on the walls, pillows on the chairs, everything was phenomenal. No wonder we got 3 offers within the first day. Of course, 3 good offers, great offers, because there was nothing to do. If you wanted to be in that community, you wanted to be in that condo. So let's talk about the competition. It wasn't the only condo for sale in that gated community. There were lots of others for sale, but our condo sold and was gone, and others were still on the market. I think that's a measure of the work that she does. She did it all. We never would have gotten anything near that price, or we might have experienced the same situation that the decedent experienced. No offers.
No.
Well, clearly that's what had happened with the other 2 agents, because nothing got changed until the Carrington Group got in there. I mean, nothing, everything was absolutely exactly the same as the day she walked out of there. And so having 2 other agents didn't help the situation at all. They got no offers, none. So it's on the market, and when the contract ran out, the agents were no longer trying to renew the contract either, which indicates they were moving on.
A lot of money.
It didn't cost the bank or the client anything. And everything got taken care of. All the expense that we had to pay out came out at escrow, which we could afford by then. This trust could afford. It couldn't afford it before that because we were still receiving in assets in the decedent's assets from other situations. So that was extremely helpful. And that made the estate flush immediately. With that, the addition of those funds in the account, that made it possible to handle everything else that needed handling. It was a worthwhile experience and one of the better. I've been doing this 40 years. And this is not the first property I've ever had to sell, but it's the first time I've had a realtor do this kind of work. Usually they want to walk in, take a look around, put a sign out on the front, get a couple of bids, person buys it, and that's it. They do the paperwork, it's over, they walk away. They don't go to this extent. It's my first in 40 years seeing this kind of energy put towards the sale of a property. So as a banker, I loved it. And so she will be seeing more business from me for sure, and other people that I know.